Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage bitch, and today I'm doing the All Things Dragon tag by Candy of Candy Soul and Soil. So this is the tag that she adapted from Elaine's book tag of a similar nature, a Cobalt Dragon. So I'll link her below as well too. And I've already filmed the book tag, which I think will go first. So if you're interested, that should already exist. Candy also did both. So on her book channel, she's got the bookish video, which was a lot of fun. And so this is the tarot deck version. And so the prompts all is below. There are 6 prompts. The first one is The Hobbit. Decks to support bravery, fierceness, and protection, and to stand out like shining gold. So, oops, breaking things again. Or trying not to, but not succeeding, as per usual. This is the Tarot Avatara, because, oh, I've really got to glue this. It's got this foam thing inside, but it's not glued down, and I always lose cards underneath it. So that's being fuzzy. Okay, good. Anyway, sidetracked. Everything about Frida is both fierce and brave and beautiful and shining. Like, she was an astonishing person who created beautiful things, and this is very much inspired by her artwork and her life. And it's so good. I'll have to bring it out soon again in the summer. That tends to be when I bring it out. So this one is just, also the edges are shiny gold. So yes, this is very fierce and shiny, both. Reflective shiny. The other ones I picked are, so I've got the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. I've got the Oracle here too, but the bee one I used for the first time yesterday? Day before yesterday. I can't keep track of time. It doesn't make any sense anymore. But this is one of the first cards I pulled. This is the Queen of Wands, and she does look pretty fierce to me. Also, this is very shiny, but this sort of teal, and the Oracle deck is this purple. So yes, very shiny, but also fierce. And I mean, I love this deck. I've only used it the once so far, but I got it this winter and was saving it up to use in the spring now that bees are actually out. And maybe they don't strike people as the first animal to occur when you think of bravery or fierceness or protection, but they will protect themselves when necessary. They don't go out of their way to be violent, but they will protect themselves, and if they live in a hive, they will protect the hive as much as they can. And they're just, I don't know, the more I learn about bees, the more incredible they're fascinating. And this deck is very fierce, I find. So that's exciting. I'm enjoying that. Oops. And then the last one for both fierceness and bravery is our tarot, which I need to re-edge, but I've edged it in this gold that's sort of shimmery rather than shiny. But every card is a different woman around the world and throughout history who accomplished something that, you know, may have been unexpected. A lot of them had to stick with it through quite a lot. And so they're all sort of fierce. Is that Frida Kahlo? No, that's Joan of Arc. There's Frida Kahlo's in here somewhere. I don't know where. But they all had to be brave in their own way. And I've finally read the guidebook to this, so I can actually use this deck now, which is very exciting. It's a lovely deck. I enjoy it a lot. So that is prompt number 1. Prompt number 2, Dancing with Dragons. Deck to support belief in the possibilities of what if and the fairy tale. So I think my 2 fairy tale-ish decks are This is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. This always makes me think of storybook imagery, even the darker images, because kids' stories can be quite dark sometimes. Fairy tales can be quite dark. They're not always cheerful, and I seem to be getting all the dark cards right off the top, but they are beautiful, this artwork. Oh, here's a sweet one. How cute. So this always strikes me as artwork that could be in a storybook. So beautiful. I love it. And then the other one that is fairytale-ish, that I've used much less, but it's much newer to me, is the Darkwood Tarot. And I've just got the mini version here, which is a teeny tiny mini, which is very cute. But this is definitely, is it gonna focus? Focusing or not focusing? It might not focus very well on these tiny little cards, but anyway, this always strikes me as like a bit Little Red Riding Hood through the dark woods to find her grandmother and meet a wolf and all that sort of thing. I've only used it a handful of times, so I don't know much about it yet, but when the miniature version came out, I thought, yeah, okay. If it's miniature and costs, you know, $15 or something, then sure, I'll try it. I don't know that I'd spend $40 on a big one, but the little one, it's cute. So yeah, these are, ooh, it is very imaginative, though. Like, you can just get lost in the story of this deck, and I enjoy that. Oh, and I can't handle tuck boxes. I can never handle tuck boxes. I'm not with hand-eye coordination for that. Decks, Dragonology is number 3. Decks to support the magic of the everyday. So I got 2 for that. One is one of my more sort of ordinary people decks, I guess. This is the Unfolding Path, which I've only used occasionally, but I like having it just because it's very approachable and unintimidating, but beautiful in its own way, and has just all sorts of ordinary people in it from all walks of life. And yeah, it's got a pretty diverse group of people, and I enjoy her artwork, so this is a nice one to have just as a not very esoteric just an ordinary people one, so that's handy. The other one that I guess could kind of fit into this prompt is the one I made for myself called Prairie Herbalist Tarot, which is a deck of prairie plants that grow near me or on my balcony garden. So this connects me very much to real plants. There's a little bumblebee in the corner of that one. Connects me to real plants that live around where I live, and they're beautiful. And so it, in that way, it connects me to the ordinary things that are not mundane. They're essential, but like, you can just step all over clover without even noticing that it's there. So this is a good connection to the plants that live all around me that I tended not to notice before I started learning all about them. So yeah, I enjoy that one. The next prompt is Dragon Art. Decks to support the growth of your creativity. So sort of the opposite of the Unfolding Path. These are a bit more abstract and esoteric. This is the Margarete Petersen Tarot, which I always feel suits grander themes, dream work or path working or creative projects or something more expansive than everyday life. It's just so wide open, even when it's like, some of them are a little bit, well, that's sort of got a border around it, boxed in. but it's still expansive and extraordinary, and you can really go anywhere your imagination can take you with these ones. Yeah, I love this artwork. I'd put it on my wall. So that's Margarete Petersen, and then the other one is the Marea Tarot, which is a Thoth clone, basically, but sort of modernized and with, I don't know, it seems to me to have more feeling. I connect with this more emotionally than I do with the regular Thoth deck. Some of the artwork actually made me tear up a little bit when I first got it. Like, it was, that surprised me. Didn't expect that. Like, I knew it was beautiful artwork, but yeah, I'm really glad I got this. With shipping from Italy, it was not the cheapest deck I've gotten. Between this and the Avatara, I think those are probably my two priciest ones. But I'm so glad I have it. It's stunning, but sort of the same as Margarete Petersen. I'm not sure. It's more esoteric as the Thoth just is. So I'm not sure I'd use it, what was that? As much for everyday questions or concerns. It's more for deep diving into a little bit differently, I feel. Anyway, so that is the Marea Tarot by Masha Kulerovich. And what's the next? I've lost track. My number 5, Living with Dragons. Decks to support a childlike seeking and comfort and safety. So I've got 2 for this as well. So one of them is the Lioness Oracle Tarot, which is actually a tarot deck. She calls herself the Lioness Oracle, the creator of this deck. I can't remember her for real name. Alejandra Leon. And it is beautiful. I think it comes out of print every now and again, and I just got on her mailing list and waited for another print run because it is so pretty. And then kind of by accident, so she made it when she was dealing with the grief from losing her, I think her father, and sort of by accident it became the deck for my grandmother, who passed away 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, 3.5. We just went out to her gravesite a few days ago, just outside of Saskatoon. It's in one of those little Mennonite towns where I'm probably related to everybody somehow. So that was beautiful. And there's actually a wild rose growing on her grave now, which is amazing. And wormwood growing on my grandfather's. So I enjoyed that little, I mean, enjoyed is a funny word to describe that, but it was a good little trip out there. And so this is sort of accidentally become the deck for my ancestors, specifically my grandma. But really any of them. Also, look at the backs. So just everything about this deck is beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And then for more comfort and safety, I've got the Gentle Tarot. Oh, I forgot the cover. This is the one in the tin. The cover's in the other room. But it's just this cute little, I love it, this deck so much. I've probably used it more than most. And it's, even the difficult cards are so gentle and caring. And her artwork is beautiful. And so yeah, I enjoy using this for when you just need a hug and somebody to take care of you in a really kind and gentle way if you're dealing with something. Because, you know, life does get a bit difficult sometimes, and sometimes you don't need something to shout at you. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And even the cards that are a little bit harsh in this one are also gentle somehow. Don't really know how she manages that, but she does. So that is the Gentle Tarot, very aptly named. And then the last one is Star Magic. Decks to support loving yourself where you are while still taking dragon flight to chase your goals. So for this, I'm actually going to use talk about two decks very briefly that I've already mentioned in this video, and that would be Avatara and the Lioness, because I feel like they can take you through the stars a little bit, even during challenging times, when it's not going well, and when things are painful or difficult, as just happens in life. They can help you to keep on going, or forge a new path that works better for you, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, these would be, I'm not gonna take them out again, but it's so pretty. They're just really, they're not gentle like the Gentle Tarot is, but they're not brutal. Even with the Frida Kahlo deck, it's not brutal unnecessarily. It depicts the brutality of life sometimes, but it's not gratuitously brutal. It's brutal in a way to help you find your creative path through that. So yeah, I appreciate these two for that. And that's everything. I'm not going to tag, can't speak today apparently, anybody else in this video, but if you want to do it, consider yourself tagged and let me know if you do so I can watch it as well. And I'll link Candy's video down below so you can go watch that, and her book video as well, because it's good fun. And that's all for today. I'll see you next time.